I've already spoken to Nick Aldis, and we're gonna work together to fight back against this NXT mutiny. Raw and SmackDown are a united front. But we need a leader. I drafted you number one for a reason. I know you can step up to lead the charge.
After what they did to me, I don't need convincing. But what are we dipping ourselves into? You heard what Punk just said about Triple H.
As usual, Punk's way out of line with that comment. I've been working side by side with Triple H the past few weeks to figure out what's been going on. There's no way he has anything to do with this.
I don't know what to believe at this point. I do know Punk is right about being careful who we trust.
I know. It seems like Bayley and KO have convinced most of NXT to join them along with some other big names from our side. And we have to assume that any other NXT alumni from Raw and SmackDown might be one of them.
Then it sounds like we need to find someone from outside of WWE who can step in and join the fight against NXT.
You got someone in mind?
I do. I know just the person to turn the tide. They're from... They're from the Indies.
Okay, but how does that prove they're not secretly working with NXT? How do you know we can trust them?
We used to train together for years. You spend that much time with someone, putting your health and safety in their hands, you know you can trust them.
All right, sold. After you get them on board, let's talk next steps. Don't wait too long. We need to move fast before this NXT mutiny strikes again.
Us is nice, but more importantly, it's private. We need this space to talk strategy, since who knows who might be listening backstage and feeding information to NXT.
Good point. What about the GMs, though? Can we at least trust them? Adam Pearce was messaging me the other day.
Yeah, Pearce and all of us are vetted, and they've given us full authority to counter the NXT Mutiny. CM Punk will be helping us too once he's healthy. Just us. We need to figure out our first move.
Whenever I was in a tough situation like this on the indies, I learned the best path forward is to focus on doing what I do best. Which, in my case, is being bold and brash.
Well, since you just basically dropped everything to come in here and help me, it's only fair you take the lead on this. What do you think we should do?
We need to hit them harder than they hit us. Punch them right in the mouth so they know who they're messing with. They showed up here and caused chaos? Okay. We go to NXT and do the same thing, but worse.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Let's do it.
For the enemy.
not gonna leave empty-handed.
I think I see where this is going.
Yeah, we're taking Troy with us. He clearly knows more than he's letting on, and we can use him as a bargaining chip.
You're calling the shots.
This really isn't necessary. I'm just a producer. I'm clueless.
We know. You're coming with us.
Please be gentle.
NXT Mutiny. You one-up us. Well played moving the location of your show. You think you outsmarted us? Think again. See, I brought in someone to help you with the sides. She had a really good idea.
That's right. We have borrowed your top producer, Troy Simmons. Say hello, Troy.
Hello? Help, please?
Alright, that's enough. So, NXT Mutiny. If you want Troy back, show up to Raw and fight us. I have my debut match later tonight, and your buddy Troy will be out there at ringside.
And unlike you, we're not going to run and hide. We're going to be exactly where we say we are.
See you soon.
Please show up.
Here she is, making her WWE debut with what seems to be a 50% willing entourage. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from New York. Most want all eyes on them for their WWE debut, but she seems fine sharing the spotlight. She's not sharing the spotlight, Saxton. That's a watchtower searchlight. She and her partner are letting former WWE producer Troy Simpkin know that there's no escape from captivity. A bold debut so far. Let's see how she fares in the ring. The consummate underdog of the women's division, Zelina Vega. And her opponent, representing the LWO from Queens, New York, Zelina, one of the smallest competitors with the biggest heart.
Yeah, now Zelina is sitting under the learning tree of Rey Mysterio and the rest of the LWO. Zelina really has a chance to break out even further.
Zelina watch her be taken down like this.
So much energy is focused on keeping her down now.
Arnold sidekick. She's making the climb to the top rope. Sky high. You gotta be kidding me.
Soaring through the sky and crashing into their opponent.
Driven into the steel steps. He goes back into the ring here. She's going to be met with something fierce. Oh, big mistake, and that error could be costly. Return fire from Zelina. And look at this now. Yes, applying the submission hold. This is not where she wants to be. She has to fight out of this. Will she tap? Can she hold out? Hold on, look at this. She makes her escape, breaking the hold. WWE. And right in front.
I can't believe my plan didn't work.
We both thought Mutiny actually cared about Troy. But like they said, I guess he's just a worthless twit.
Hey, I'm standing right here. And I'm just as shocked as you are that Mutiny didn't ride in on their white horses to save their friend. I wonder if I can get my old job back. Can either of you put in a word with Triple H?
We need to find something NXT actually cares about to lure them into a fight. Otherwise, they're going to keep dogging us.
What about their precious Unity Tag Team Championships? If Kidnapping Troy didn't work, maybe we can title map those?
You might be onto something. But how are we going to find out where they're broadcasting from?
I could help with that. If you put in a good word for